Hey guys, and welcome to Social Psychology. I'm your professor, Dr. Alex Reynolds. I'm an experimental psychologist, and I do sleep research. I do research on campus, but this particular semester I will not be as available on campus as I typically am, which is the reason why you're taking this online class. If you've never taken an online class before, that's perfectly fine. This is a really good class to take it. I personally really love teaching this class in person. And so this will be very interesting to do it online, but you can still get a whole lot out of it. This is one of those courses where the more you read and the more you actually are involved in the course, the more you get out of it. And so, I really highly suggest that you take everything really seriously and that you try, of course, to do all of the parts that you can. Just because I think a lot of people do tend to get quite a bit of fun out of this class. I use Moodle throughout this class. This will be a really important system for you to know. If you've never used Moodle, or if you've not had professors that have really used Moodle very much, you will get to know it very, very closely in this class. If you've never been to the Moodle page, you can go to the uvawise.edu website and click on the Moodle. In student resources, click on the Moodle page. Log in with your email, username and email password, and then you will go ahead and log in, and you'll see our class. You'll see the syllabus is probably the most important thing that you'll need to click on, and that will give you information about the class. I'm just going to talk about some really key points of this particular syllabus, because I think it's important that everyone understands what the expectations are of them. One important thing, of course, that the syllabus gives you is how to reach me, and that, of course, is best way, since this is an online class, is through email. I am on campus, but it's not regular. If you ever need to meet with me, I can certainly arrange that. But the best thing to do is probably to do virtual office hours, especially if you need to meet with me rather urgently. And I use an app called Zoom. You don't need to download it. You don't need to even have a login. You can just go to zoom.us and then put in my meeting ID, and then you can meet with me there. All that information is available on Moodle. And of course, I can give it to you more detail if you need it, should it arise that you need to do it. I also do some live lectures through that app. And I would never make it mandatory for you to actually view a live lecture live. I will always record those and put them on my YouTube page, which is available on the syllabus. And so you can always look at that afterward if you need to, but it is available. It will be available on there. The cool thing about the live streaming and live lecture is that you can actually ask questions. You can ask it through chat. You can ask it through actual video or auditory during the time that I'm actually teaching. But I won't. I don't have those particularly scheduled when I'm going to do the live lectures. I'll just let you guys know in advance, and hopefully you'll be able to actually click in. One thing I do want to mention that's on the syllabus is the book. So the book is listed as the Aronson book, textbook. And what's really important about my classes is when I teach them face-to-face, I typically don't really push the textbook a lot. I think that you can certainly manage the class fine without the textbook. But in an online class, I would say not so much. I would say you should definitely buy the book, and you should definitely read the chapters as we're going through them each week. That's because I only post some lectures. I don't post a lecture for every single chapter. And so I would say that because of that, you would definitely need to get that extra work, extra information from the textbook that you would normally get in my live lecture, in my face-to-face lectures. Okay, sorry about that interruption, but if you heard a little cry, that was baby. So I'm going to let him watch, because he's going to let me finish this video if I let him watch. So anyway, about the textbook, if we're doing a live actual class where it's face-to-face, I would normally say don't worry about the textbook, but because this is an online class and you don't get the benefit of a lecture a couple times a week, I would say go ahead and buy the textbook, read the chapters, and actually follow each week doing that. That's going to help you tremendously. And I really am saying that the book is highly, 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 highly recommended. And if you go through the syllabus, you'll see that, you know, I have links to my YouTube page where I'll have lectures available for you guys to look at. I'll do that live lecture through the Zoom app. If you never, ever, ever want to watch a live lecture live, you'll never have to worry about the Zoom app. I'll just do everything through YouTube because I'll record those. I really want to push, you know, that we're going to learn a lot of really, really interesting things in this class. You're going to find behaviors that you're going to see in other people and in yourself. And I find it very, very interesting. What I really enjoy about this class a lot of times is the interaction between other students. And that sometimes you lose that in an online class. But my plan is for you guys to be able to use the discussion boards to help you with that process. So you guys are going to get to know each other pretty well in this class. And I think it's going to be a really good time for you guys. And you're going to not feel like it's a typical online class. So with that, of course, comes etiquette. And so I would really, really push you guys to remind yourselves that there's somebody behind the computer. And so don't troll other people. You know, be polite. You know, use your best discretion. If you are making a hostile environment, of course, I'll have to report you as creating a hostile environment, which is against the honor code. So I would suggest that you are very polite and kind when it comes to those posts, even if it's something that you don't agree with, or if you don't believe that someone could possibly think that certain thing, but be polite when you do that. One thing I really want to stress is this is an online class. So please don't cheat. Please don't reuse stuff. Please use, you know, your own work. Please do not work together on the quizzes, on the tests. If you do that, of course, you'll get a 0 on the assignment. I usually give a 0 in the class and then send you to honor court, which means that you could, of course, get kicked out of the college or have to do some sort of community service. All of that is is possible. The course itself is split into, into exams, quizzes and activities. And those activities, of course, include some forum posts, but of that, all that will be available to you through the Moodle page. One thing that I do that might be not typical that you see is a syllabus quiz. This is mandatory. This is just to make sure that you have read the syllabus. You can use the syllabus. You need to make 100 on it, and you need to make sure you do it before the deadline or I will remove you from the class. This is just to demonstrate that you actually know what's expected of you in the class. And it helps me out a lot to show that you've actually done that part. The extra credit and information is all available on the syllabus that says, okay, that's added to your grade, but the extra credit will be offered through Moodle, and you'll see that pop up throughout the semester, and that's just added at the end of your final grade. There is a schedule available on the syllabus, and you'll see the schedule throughout Moodle. My best advice to you is to put those deadlines, the quiz and activity deadlines, in your phone, planner, whatever it may be. Put it so you know that it reminds you a day or two ahead. If it's a quiz or a test, it's going to be timed on Moodle. A lot of people have a lot of anxiety when it comes to taking timed tests. Best advice is to go in knowing the material very well. You do not have time to look up every answer. Try to budget your time throughout it, and then when you are nearing the end, answer all the questions you know best first. Go through and guess on ones that you don't know, or look them up if that helps you. But you do not have time to look everything up, so make sure you budget your time wisely, and so that way you can have that worked out. You know, you should use your excuse me, use your planner to remind you to do things. However, I will give you some caution about Sunday. Sunday seems to be a good day for Moodle to go down for upgrades and things like that. So be careful about doing things on Sunday because sometimes the system does go down. I will also caution you that when a deadline says 11:55, it shuts off at 11:55. So if you're doing a quiz and you start the quiz at 11:50 thinking that you have however many minutes to do it, you have 5 minutes to do it. It will shut off at 11:55. So make sure that you, excuse me, give yourself plenty of time to do the quiz or activity or test or whatever it is that you need, and that you budget that time wisely. This is a self-paced course, but I do give you plenty of deadlines so that way you can keep up with it and you're not piling on everything at the end of the semester. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I am more than happy to answer them. I do try to come to campus relatively regularly, at least once a week. But if you need to meet in person, I'll do my best to do that. Just try to give me some advance notice. I'll always be happy to meet virtually if need be. So here's to a great semester. I look forward to knowing all of you virtually. Excuse me, and have a great semester.